All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-fight press conference for tonight's event. What a night of boxing that we had here at Dignity Health Sports Park, the War Grounds, as I like to call it, and many fans around the world do. It was an exciting night of boxing indeed, and we certainly saw some quality performances. We saw, Martinez victorious over Ancajas, but now this man, the Dominican Republic, is really making some noise in boxing, adding yet another world champion. And you know what? I have to give credit to where credit is due. A guy I've known for a long time, an esteemed trainer, manager, cutman. He does everything. He has been leading that resurgence as a trainer, Bob Santos, but he led his man, Carlos Adames, to a dominating performance over Juan Macias Montiel, wiping him out in the third round. He is now the interim WBC middleweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, and the new champion from the Dominican Republic, Carlos Adames. Carlos, how are you feeling? ¿Cómo te sientes?
Me siento muy bien, gracias a Dios. Primeramente quiero darle las gracias por la oportunidad. Me siento bien, muy bien, gracias a Dios, muy feliz, nuevo campeón del mundo. Disponible para las apuestas y aquí estamos.
I feel elated. I'm so happy and I feel fine. Thankfully, thank God that I'm okay and I'm really happy to be here and I'm ready for questions. So let's go.
All right, before we open it up the floor to questions, I won't necessarily go into the story, but Carlos Adames has had his fair share of obstacles to deal with in order to get here. I mean, he had quite a bit that was on his plate. He got here to Los Angeles on Thursday. He made the weight. He had some, he was dealing with some stuff with his visa. Went ahead, got past that, got here late Thursday night, had to make weight, went ahead and made the weight for the weigh-in on Friday, missed the press conference because he was still in Mexico City, which is high elevation, made the weight on Friday, and then comes out with this performance. On top of that, he had his wife and him, they were expecting a newborn. The newborn passed away. He had to go home to the Dominican Republic because he went ahead and they buried the baby. They had a funeral. Then he comes back here to get ready for camp. And then he had, there was an issue with the visa. He got his visa, and now he's the new world champion. So this man has dealt with so much, both inside the ring and outside the ring. But the Dominican Republic should be very proud of Carlos Adames. I will now turn it over to the media for questions. A round of applause for what this man has dealt with over the course of the past couple of months. So to the media we go with questions. Keith Idek, you are first, my friend.
Carlos, congratulations and my condolences on the loss of your child. Obviously, it's a tough thing for your family to go through. How were you able to get past everything that you've been through recently? How were you able to get past all that mentally and focus on the fight?
Bueno, Carlos, primero que nada, nuestras condolencias por el fallecimiento de tu bebé, durísimo, y la verdad, desde el corazón, todos nosotros te queremos mandar un abrazo. Y bueno, contanos cómo hiciste para toda la adversidad que tuviste en esta pelea, antes de esta pelea, para concentrarte y poder hacer lo que hiciste esta noche.
Sí, así es, como lo puede decir, perdí mi bebé recién nacida, pero gracias a Dios le doy siempre que me acuesto, me hinco y le pido gracias a Dios porque me da la fuerza. Solo Él puede darme la fuerza y el deseo de seguir hacia adelante. Sin Él no soy nadie, y Él es el que me da el camino, Él es el que me ilumina mi camino, y gracias a Dios siempre estamos preparados y haciendo el trabajo para tener los mejores resultados.
Yes, I did lose my newborn daughter. And what gives me strength is God. He allows me to move forward. He's the one that has lighted the way for me. Without Him, I will be nobody. And He's the one that gave me the strength to stay and move forward. Go ahead, next question.
Yeah, more questions from the media. Keith, go ahead.
Maybe Bob can help with this also. Was there a point when you felt maybe he would not get here for the fight based on the visa issues?
Definitely, we thought the visa was going to come in 1 to 3 days. 2 weeks had went by. They told us the visa was going to be coming in on Wednesday, so I felt pretty confident. They said, go to a loading place to get the visa, and the visas were distributed there. His visa wasn't there, so they said maybe tomorrow, which was Thursday. And at that point, I was like, if we don't get it Thursday, obviously the fight's off. So thank God the visa came in Thursday morning. And when we got the visa, that said, then we couldn't get a flight out. And we got to make weight. So, luckily there was a cancellation. We were able to get on the flight. We got in after, a 4.5-hour flight. We had to go through customs for 3.5 hours. And from there, we had to go straight to make weight. And the obstacles that he had to overcome in Mexico City, the logistics of everything, we thought he was going to be there, like I said, 1 to 3 days, and then having to start up a completely new camp, having to buy equipment over there, find sparring over there. The food is completely different over there. It was very, very, very difficult. And, I've said this a lot. He's one of the most talented fighters I've ever seen. So I knew if anybody could overcome those obstacles, it would be him.
Just one last thing for me. Based on the way he beat Montiel tonight and the struggles that Charlo had with Montiel before, what does he think and what do you think, Bob, about Charlo's willingness to fight Carlos now?
Well, I think Charlo is one of the most talented fighters there is out there. His record speaks for itself. That said, obviously I've been with Erislandy Lara for a lot of his career, so I've watched him and Charlo spar many, many times. And I'm pretty familiar with him, and he's a great fighter. But Carlos Adames is he's a different animal. He's a different animal, and I have no doubt that Carlos Adames, if we fight him, is going to be victorious. There's no doubt in my mind. So, he has a choice. He can either give up the title or he's going to fight us. And if he fights us, there's no doubt in my mind that Carlos Adames is going to beat him. I've seen him in there with Caleb Plant. He's been in there with Benavidez. I know what he's capable of doing. They know what he's capable of doing. And I'm telling you right now, take it to the bank. This man will beat Charlo, no doubt in my mind. And I have the utmost respect for the Charlos.
Bueno, Carlos, lo que acaba de decir tu entrenador es que no le cabe ningún tipo de duda que vos podés vencer a Charlo si te da la oportunidad, o sea, que agarre el título o que pelee contra vos. Y si pelea contra vos, vas a ganar. Acá la pregunta del periodista era, considerando que a Charlo le costó Montiel y que vos básicamente le ganaste en forma contundente, ¿qué diferencia ves en esta victoria viendo a futuro una posible pelea contra Charlo?
La diferencia es, tenemos vistas diferentes, tenemos enfoques diferentes, trabajamos diferente. Se demostró hoy que él no está trabajando para tener los números grandes. Yo estoy trabajando para tener los números grandes. Y si se enfrenta a mí, él sabe la consecuencia que le va a obtener. O sea, por eso aquí, cuando nos subimos arriba del ring y nos preparamos, cada día nos levantamos de nuestra cama, demostramos lo que trabajamos. Y él demostró con Montiel que no está trabajando, no está haciendo el trabajo para hacer los números grandes. Yo estoy trabajando para hacer los números grandes. Espero que me dé la oportunidad y de vernos la cara arriba del ring.
You know what the difference is? That I'm working hard to be the best, and he's clearly not working hard to be the best. I get up every single morning from bed wanting to be the best. I don't see that from Charlo. So if you ask me what was the difference between now and then with Montiel, I think that's it. Next question.
Ellie?
Congratulations, guys, on a big win. Bob, you started the year with 50-1 underdog. You won the title. Now Adames. Do you think you're one of the candidates for Trainer of the Year this year?
Again, I leave that up to the people, to make those decisions, the writers and the fans, and it's opinion based, and so I leave that up to them.
Bob Santos could run for president of the Dominican Republic if he wanted to with what he's done. 3 world champions for the DR that he leads. So, I mean, go ahead, Eileen.
Carlos, what do you like about Bob? What do you like about his coaching?
¿Qué es lo que más te gusta de trabajar junto a Bob Santos?
Bueno, para mí Bob Santos, desde que lo conocí, la primera vez que lo conocí, me ha tratado como su familia. Él no me mira como un peleador, él me mira como uno de sus hijos. Su esposa, sus hijos me miran como uno de sus hermanos, y es el cariño que me han brindado, el amor que me han brindado. Vivo en su casa. Para mí, las mejores atenciones, me encanta trabajar con él. Es una persona bastante disciplinada. Lo que más me gusta es que hace su trabajo serio, tiene disciplina, y eso es lo que me ha ayudado a mí en mi carrera.
Bob is like a father to me, and in turn he treats me like a son. His wife treats me like a son. His sons treat me like a brother. Whenever I need shelter, if I want to stay at his place, I have the doors open. And as far as what we do in the gym, He's disciplined, he's serious, he knows what he wants. So to me, it's everything that I could want and more. I'm really happy to work with him.
We're going to do 2 more quick questions and cut these guys loose.
Steven Cordeño, KO Artist Sports. Carlos, congratulations.
Thank you.
With the fight between you and Jermall Charlo, with your guys' styles, very aggressive, very come forward, do you think there's any way that fight doesn't end in a knockout?
Bueno, si digamos que sucede la pelea contra Charlo, sus estilos no podrían ser más distintos. ¿Crees que esa pelea termina en un knockout sí o sí a los jueces?
Yo creo que no, realmente porque como acaba de decir, tenemos un estilo similar, sabemos boxear los dos, yo creo que esa pelea no llegaría a decisión, esa pelea terminaría por knockout.
Well, like you said, the styles are the key, and I do believe that fight will end in a knockout. I don't think it will reach the judges.
There's going to be a parade in the Dominican Republic when you go back?
¿Habría un desfile en la República Dominicana cuando regreses y ganas esa pelea?
Posiblemente.
Possibly, yeah.
One more question. Are we done? All right. Congratulations to the new interim WBC middleweight champion of the world from the Dominican Republic, Carlos Adames, ladies and gentlemen.
Caballo Blanco!
And also Bob Santos, 3 champions from the Dominican Republic that he has led over the past couple of months. I mean, my goodness, the Dominican Republic from a boxing standpoint doing amazing things. That man is one of the main reasons why. So Bob Santos and also Carlos Adames victorious here tonight. What a night of action in our co-main event. And one thing that I love personally was the emotion that we saw out of Carlos Adames after he got the win over Juan Macias Montiel, just battering him. And nobody does that to Juan Macias Montiel. And Carlos Adames was able to do that despite the fact of what he has been through over the last few months, dealing with the passing of what would have been a newborn and also his visa issues. Thankfully, they got rectified, makes the weight, and defeats a very tough Juan Macias Montiel. Now we are awaiting our main event winner in the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora, who is victorious tonight over Carlos Ocampo. And I got to give Carlos Ocampo all the credit in the world for withstanding the punches and the barrage that he was absorbing and then being able to try to turn some things in his favor and gain some success against Sebastian Fundora. But Fundora obviously too much for Carlos Ocampo. Sebastian Fundora, I've said this many times, is must-see television. And I like what he said in his post-fight interview with Jim Gray. He said, I feel like I deserve the winner of Jermall Charlo, Tim Tszyu. That has been talked about for the end of January. Fundora talking about returning sometime in the spring. But listen, anytime this guy fights, he's must-see TV. And also, I have to give credit to, and look, I'm going to say that I'm biased in this because I am. I love Samson Lukowicz, what he's been able to do, finding the likes of Pacquiao, Martinez, David Benavidez, and now Sebastian Fundora. The man knows talent, and he needs to be acknowledged for that very reason. But doing the work, the Fighting Fundora family, Gabriela Fundora victorious earlier this afternoon, Sebastian Fundora victorious over Carlos Ocampo, led to the ring by his father, Freddie Fundora from Coachella, California. Ladies and gentlemen, standing nearly 6 feet 6 inches tall, the Towering Inferno, Mr. Must-See TV, and still the interim WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the World, Sebastian Fundora. Give it up for the Towering Inferno, ladies and gentlemen. How you feeling, champ?
Feeling good. Thanks for everybody for coming, supporting me and my sister. You know, it was a very successful night.
Well, it wasn't. Before we get to the media for questions, it was a long day. Sebastian, you were, I think I saw you on the shuttle coming to the arena at like 1:30. I mean, you were not fighting till 8:30, 9 o'clock, but you came with your sister, you watched her prepare, you were there ringside watching her fight earlier in the afternoon, then you went ahead and handled your business. So credit to you for being such a proud brother, and your sister was cheering for you as much as you were cheering for her in the fight. I love seeing the Fundora family. With that being said, I will turn it over to the media for questions. Who's got the first question for the Fighting Fundora family? Keith?
Congratulations, Sebastian.
Thank you.
Can you tell us how tough of a guy he was in that no matter what you hit him with, it just seemed like he wasn't going away.
I figured with this fight, he was going to be a tough guy because, you know, all the crap everybody was talking about him, you know, that first round knockout. And with that, I knew he was going to come out with a big heart, probably a bigger heart than anybody I ever fought because he had something to prove. And we just worked from that. We knew he was going to be a tough guy. He obviously learned from that fight with Spence. So, you know, that 12 wins, 12 straight wins, 12 straight wins, it meant something.
Next question. Who wants the microphone? Over there.
Sebastian, congratulations. I want to say it was the end of the 11th. You guys kind of finished and exchanged the bell ring, and then you kind of passed this 11th.
Hey, Steve, sorry, not to cut you off, but we want the stream to be able to pick up your question.
Put that on. Oh, my bad. Okay, got it. Better?
No. Give him the mic, Martin. Just want to make sure everyone hears the question.
Got me?
Yeah.
All right. Sebastian, congratulations. I want to say it was the end of the 11th round. You know, his face was getting busted up. He was bleeding. You know, kind of looked like Lubin, similar to, you know, just his face getting swollen up. And I saw you guys kind of tap gloves. Was there maybe a little moment between you guys kind of like, all right, we're almost there. We're almost at the end of it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was enjoying the fight as much as me. You know, it was a great fight. It was a great fight for the fans as well. And I was just in the moment, you know. Maybe it's a little, you get that little from sparring, like, hey, good round. You know, you got me with a good punch or whatever it is. But just like, let's finish this up.
Hey, Sebastian. Josh Gross from the LA Daily News. Congratulations.
Thank you.
When you're deciding to fight from the outside or fight on the inside, what's the determining factor there? Are you taking it as it comes, or is this a purely game plan decision?
Well, I felt like the first 4 rounds I boxed because I wanted to not just show myself, but my father and everybody else that we can box. I mean, we've been doing that the whole camp, boxing, lots of range. But I felt it was moving a little bit too slow for me, and I wanted to excite the fans a little bit more, you know, give them their money's worth. And we went in there, we banged, we did the normal towering inferno style, and we got the fans riled up, and yeah, we got the job done.
Hey, Sebastian, Miguel Maravilla with Fight News. This was obviously, it was a hard-fought victory, going the distance. No, he gave you everything you wanted. What do you want next? Who do you plan on calling out?
We are the WBC mandatory, you know, but with the winner of Charlo and Sue, hopefully, or any of the top 10, I'll take any of them.
And Gabriela, how would you, first of all, congratulations. How would you assess your performance, and how impressed are you?
Very impressed. I think it was a great show. I gave the fans fireworks, like I said I was going to do all week. Sebastian did great too. He put on a great show, closed the night spectacular. So it was a great night. It was a fun night.
Raise your hand if you have questions for the Fighting Fundora family. Go ahead.
Hi, Harrison Campbell with Fight Club. For the both of you guys, obviously you fight on the same card, both keep your undefeated records, and you're fighting close to home. How special is this win for the both of you compared to some of your previous?
Very, very special. I felt not nervous for this fight, but just more jitters, you know, because we're closer to home. We're in Southern California. All our fans are here. I'm pretty sure I heard a lot of people yell at Coachella, and you know, I was like, oh man, there's a lot of people from Coachella here. So it was just a great feeling, you know. I get like emotional when I'm walking towards the ring because it's just everybody's here for us, you know, to support us, and we started so small, and to be where we're at. I'm headlining right here on Showtime TV. You know, it's a dream come true.
Yeah, if like same what he said, exciting. You can almost surreal moment. So moment where you don't realize until you're on that ring in the stage. So and everybody's kind of just clapping and cheering and shouting your name. So it's exciting, and just thank you to the fans that came out to support us.
Got questions for Sebastian Fundora?
Sebastian,
yes.
Right over here in the back, Marcos Villegas. 2 questions. One, at any point did you feel that you were close to stopping him? It looked like the commissioner at one point was taking a very, very close at him. Ringside, we're thinking like, oh wow, he's getting close to being stopped. Did you ever sense that?
I did actually, but well, he pulled through, and he finished the fight, and hats off to him.
Second question is, what is your assessment of the referee? I know that he kind of got into the fight. I believe he said that the corner should be fine on Ocampo's part because of the water on the ground and the ice. But what was your assessment of all that?
Well, he does his job always. You know, he's one of those celebrity referees. You know, but he's always doing the big fights, so he always makes the right calls. I have no judgment on his work. You know, if he says he's the one commanding the ring, so you know, I'm never really going to say anything about the ref. The ref does his job, and I do mine.
Good answer.
Raise your hand if you have questions for Keith Idie's got another question for him.
Sebastian, Marcus Hayes, also Fight Hub TV. Congratulations to both you and Gabriella on both of your victories
Thank you.
tonight. I watched an interview of you guys this past weekend, and you talked about the lineage of your family fighting. Can you briefly tell us all about that and what it means to both you and Gabriella?
Well, it's a big factor in our life. It's probably the biggest thing in our life. You know, we've been boxing since we were little. We've been around boxing since we were little. So, you know, without boxing, I think there's no Fundora. You know, it's that extreme. So, you know, it's just everything in us. You know, it's in our blood. And we're going to be here for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, the same he said took all the words.
Sebastian, obviously you'll keep a close eye on the Charlo-Zoo fight. What kind of chance do you give Zoo of pulling off what would obviously be an upset, and who do you think will win and why?
I do have Charlo for the win, but you know, I won't even be surprised if Sue wins. Sue's a strong pressure fighter, and I think Charlo does have a hard time with that. But again, I think Charlo's a harder hitter, so that's definitely going to be the difference. Yeah, I think so. I think he can. I'm not saying he is, but I think he can.
Keith's question was, does he think that Charlo will knock out Tim Tszyu? And you heard Sebastian's answers.
I got a question for Sebastian and Gabriella. What song are you guys going to sing for karaoke?
I already got my go-to song, Cruel Summer by Bananarama or Dream On by Aerosmith.
And I don't sing until everybody starts like getting tired, so they don't pay attention to me no more.
Ortiz tweeted that you came out to Metallica, that's a guaranteed W, and you got the win. What do you think about Virgil? You like Metallica, you like rock, metal?
I love rock. I love heavy rock. You know, that's something we always train with. Shout out to Virgil. You know, he's a future world champion at super or welterweight. You know, a strong fighter.
We got final question.
Okay, Charles Hill, Intelligent Boxing. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Sebastian, Gabriella. How does it feel when you have to watch your sister fight on the night that you're headlining? And also, do you two have any mutual goals in the sport of boxing?
I was excited, you know, because she's always trains with me. She's always doing these camps with me. So to have her fight on the same card as me is like a double whammy for me. I'm gonna get my fight in, and she's gonna get hers. So I get to see both of us, you know, compete. You know, and I'm pretty sure she has the same motivational whatever as me. You know, she wants to become a champion. Just like me, I'm pretty sure she wants to be a multi-divisional champion as well. And that's what I want to do, you know. We'll see what the future holds for us.
All right, we have one final question. By all means, go ahead and ask to Fighting Fundora family.
Sebastian,
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations, both of you. Omar Godinez with Fighter's Voice.
Thank you.
How do you feel a fight with you against the winner of Charlo and Zoo will go? Do you think you will fight on the inside, or do you think you will fight a little bit of a smarter fight on the outside and box him out?
I feel like now I feel like whatever. With this fight, I usually always go inside to fight on the inside. I do it myself, but I really felt it like whenever I wanted to go inside, I went inside. Whenever I wanted to box outside, I boxed outside. Now it's not even what the other opponent is going to do, it's what I want to do. So we'll see how I feel that day.
That means his confidence is growing. That's probably the rest of the super welterweight division. I know Steven Espinosa's in the house. I think his eyes lit up when he was hearing Sebastian Fundora, the winner of Charlo and Zoo. Come on, are you kidding me? Final thoughts from you, both of you. Gabriela, we'll let you go first.
I just want to thank the fans and Showtime and PBC and TGV Samson Promotions. You guys, we put on a great show tonight, so I hope the fans enjoy, and thank you.
Same thing. Thank you to everybody that came out and supported. Thank you, Jose, for the pictures. Thank you, Alicia. And thank you for everybody in the PBC team, Samson as well. Thank you always, Samson, and thank you to my father, my mother, Coach Ben, of course, and everybody else that helped out. See you next time.
Sebastian and Gabriela Fundora victorious here tonight at Dignity Health Sports Park. Sebastian Fundora, second straight main event, and still the interim WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the world, Sebastian Fundora and his sister, Gabriela Fundora. Thank you so much for watching Showtime Championship Boxing presented by Premier Boxing Champions. So long from the War Grounds here in Carson.